Welcome. We're about to dive into one of the most incredible technological shifts in human history. And it's not just one thing happening in a vacuum. It's this massive chain reaction, this exponential domino effect, where one breakthrough is literally tipping over the next, and it's reshaping our entire world at a speed we have just never seen before. Okay, let's just start with a single number, 50x. Now this isn't some small incremental improvement. This number represents a plan to multiply the entire planet's current AI compute production rate by 50 times. To really get your head around that, imagine building 50 times the world's entire current AI infrastructure every single year. This is the first, and honestly the most important domino. So what is this audacious plan? It's called the Terrafab. The best way to think about it is like a factory on a galactic scale. A totally vertically integrated powerhouse designed to solve what is now the single biggest bottleneck to human progress. This is the engine that's going to help us solve some of humanity's biggest challenges, from curing diseases all the way to exploring the universe. So let's start with this foundational shift, this first domino. Because we're not just talking about more computer chips here, we're talking about a fundamental shift in our collective ability as a species to think and to solve problems. Now, what's so wild about this slide is the sheer mind-bending scale. On the left, you see the world's entire output today, a respectable 20 gigawatts. But on the right, the goal for this one initiative, 1,000 gigawatts, a full terawatt. This isn't an incremental jump. This is the kind of leap that could help us finally tackle climate change, develop new medicines, and unlock the secrets of the universe. And this vision, it is not limited to Earth. This quote captures the long-term ambition perfectly. The idea is to eventually use lunar mining to build what's called a Dyson swarm. Now, if you're not familiar, a Dyson swarm is this hypothetical megastructure that would orbit the sun just to collect its energy, essentially turning our entire solar system into a giant computer. This first domino doesn't just fall on our planet, it's aimed right at the stars. Let's move on and see how this whole thing builds. Because what happens when that tsunami of intelligence actually hits the shore and starts redesigning the physical world that we all live in? Well, it starts with this incredible recursive loop, machines building better machines. There's an AI agent called Design Conductor that recently took a chip design process, something that normally takes a whole team of human engineers 3 months to do, and it completed the entire thing in just 12 hours. A full quarterly engineering cycle compressed into a lunch break. Just imagine what else we could achieve if we could accelerate innovation at that pace across every single industry. And this incredible speed and precision isn't just limited to the digital world of chip design. Oh no, it's also being applied to our physical world, to transportation, which forces us to ask some very serious and, for a lot of people, pretty uncomfortable questions about our own human fallibility. Because the data is becoming undeniable. As you can see from this table, which compares millions of miles of data, autonomous systems like Waymo are demonstrating a 92% reduction in serious crashes compared to human drivers. And that's not just a statistic, right? That's thousands of lives that could be saved every single year. So the crucial point here is, this isn't just about getting a new type of taxi. It's about a complete redesign of our urban landscapes. I mean, when cars drive themselves and don't need to be parked outside your home, the very concept of a personal garage might just become a relic. Look at these knock-on effects. What would you do with all that extra space if you didn't need a garage? With the physical world being totally remade, the next domino to fall is the abstract systems that run our society, our economies, and our markets. Let's take the stock market. For a century, we've valued companies based on their competitive advantages, their moats, right? That were supposed to last for decades. This chart illustrates a really provocative idea based on a company's free cash flow multiple, which is just a way of measuring a company's value. A higher number means investors pay more for each dollar of cash it generates. But what happens when AI can erode any moat in months, not years? The value investors are willing to pay for that company could compress dramatically. This forces a complete philosophical shift in how we value a company. We'd have to move away from rewarding stability and instead start valuing agility, adaptability, and just the pure speed of innovation. The only moat left becomes how fast you can learn. In this new world, the companies that are going to win are the ones that can adapt and innovate the fastest, period. And of course, this economic shift rewrites the rules for all of us, for our jobs. Estimates suggest AI could automate a quarter of all work hours. And get this, new metrics are emerging to measure productivity, like tracking an employee's AI token usage. This can mean your performance is measured not just by what you produce, but by how effectively you use AI tools to get your work done. That is a very, very different kind of workplace. So we've seen the revolution in compute, in our physical world, and in our economies. The final domino takes us to the biggest picture possible, our future out there in the cosmos. While our own intelligence is exploding here on Earth, we're also discovering something absolutely profound about the universe. Recent analysis of the asteroid Ryugu confirms the presence of all 5 nucleobases. These are the fundamental chemical letters that write the code for all known life. So, as we're building this incredible new intelligence on Earth, we're also discovering that the potential for life is scattered throughout the cosmos. And that leaves us right here, at a truly unique moment. The 2 most fundamental forces we know of, intelligence and life, are being understood and scaled in a way that was, until very recently, pure science fiction. An explosion of artificial thought, combined with the realization that life's code is scattered across the stars, leaves us with the ultimate question. The future isn't something that just happens to us, it's something we create. The question is, what kind of future do we want to build?